What's happening, tubes? Outside, getting a little bit of fresh air. Trying to enjoy today. The temperature's not that high. It's not that hot out here. Wind is blowing a little bit of pine straw all over the place. I know that much. So, in the last video where we left off at, if you were to dig yourself a hole, if you were in the United States, if you were to dig yourself a hole from where you were, would you end up in China? The answer is no. You would actually end up in the Indian Ocean. You would have to be in Argentina in order to be able to dig a hole to end up in China. So, I mean, I know that's just a funny way of thinking about stuff, but, why not? It, pretty cool when you think about it. Well, let me turn this camera around and I'll show you what, the area that I had sprayed with that Roundup and see what it's looking like right now. So, yep, came outside and had to get out of the house. Back started hurting. Just sitting down for a long period of time. Trying to watch out for the freaking anthills too, man. They are super bad. So we are making some progress. Stuff has died down some. I mean, you can see, it's just viney. There's vines every freaking where. And the mosquitoes have already started trying to bite the shit out of me. So I'm not going to stay over here too long. I'm not trying to put any spray on right now. But as it would stand, let's just figuratively say that if we were standing right here and you were to follow a straight line, yes, you're going to walk to the stake. The question being, I gotta get the hell away from here. The mosquitoes are terrible over here on this side. Hey, look, there's an anthill right there. Look at them. I'm not sure who's trying to. Little fuckers. Let me put this stuff on them. On the anthills. And they just pick up and move. They don't stay in one spot. That's really, really bad. But I think I have come to a conclusion on something. And that conclusion is this logo that's on the back glass here. I think I'm gonna take it off. And I'll tell you why right here in a minute. The reason why I say I think I'm gonna take it off is because I've did a lot of thinking quite some time now. And with that thinking being said, the car club that when we first started, and I've been in many, I've had my own, and it seems like every time you try to set up a plan and a goal in mind, and you have goals and you have some rules and you have this and you have that, it seems like, I don't know. To me, it just seems like when you didn't care is when you got more people. But when you started caring and actually had a game plan and a setup and this and that and the other, people quit caring. So, with all being said and done, I appreciate the guy who did all the logo work for me and stuff. And you know, there may be things that may come later on down the road that I may get him to do again, because he doesn't have anything to do with this. He just does this as a side business. I mean, you know, no harm, no foul. But, you know, it becomes an issue being that, you know, you're in a club and you've gotten, I don't know, at one point in time, well, like I said, when it didn't care, you had like a 10 head count. And some of those people chose to leave due to their own reasons, whether it be financially, you know, they were not financially stable, or if they pretty much lied and said, oh well, you know, I can't afford to do this anymore, and blah 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 blah, and then they turn around and they end up going to another club, which, you know, has happened a couple of times. And the only dedicated people that we had was just me and the guy who started this. Well, unfortunately, the guy who started it with me, you know, he's got his own stuff going on, his own life to live, and the truck that he did had whatever, pretty much ended up quitting on him. And with it quitting on him, he ended up sending it to the junkyard, stripping it down, sending it to the junkyard. And he got him something else, but I mean, it's just gonna take forever for him to get it there, you know, to get it back up and going. And you know, I told him, you know, right before all this happened, I'm like, man, my truck's got to sit down for a little while, because I've got some stuff I want to do. Namely, be this front end was part of what I wanted to do, changing the interior out from the old to the new and getting everything redone the way I like it and want it to be done. And you know, at the same time, I was going through my own financial struggles. I still am, but you know, at least I've got a game plan ahead of me. You know, I don't like to screw around when it comes to stuff, and I want to take my time with it. Namely, be the paint and body. You know, when the truck goes to the body shop, I'm going to be out of a truck for about 2 weeks. And that's with the guy stripping everything down, taking the bed off, doors off, hood off, bumpers off, or the front bumper off, the grill out, you name it. And with that being said, he's going to fix all the dents and dings in it and paint it. Well, in the meantime, I needed to come up with the front end, which I have. I needed to get a Cal induction hood, which like I had on my original OEM front end, and you know, that's about $500 right there by itself. If you want like sheet metal, if you rather have like the fiberglass, I think it's a little bit cheaper. But there's a lot of little stuff too that needed to be added in order for me to get where I wanted to be before he could do that, namely be the money. And I had about half of what I needed for me to get the truck done. All in all, it would have been about somewhere around between $2,200 and $2,500 for me to have gotten the truck done the way I wanted it done, paint wise. And possibly changing the color from this blue to another kind of blue. And you know, when you're working a bullshit job and you're getting bullshit pay, you pretty much are labeled as a bullshitter because you can't afford to do what you want to do. So you're having to pick and choose what you can do and struggle to get by, and then plus you got bills and home life and this and that and the other, and you know, stuff just goes on and on and on. Then you're gonna have stuff that breaks and you have to fix it, whether it be, you know, because mechanical comes first overall, above and beyond everything else. It doesn't matter how the damn truck looks as long as it runs, you know what I'm saying? Well, that goes for anybody. Truck, car, motorcycle, hell, even a lawnmower. You know? I mean, you do what you got to do. But back to what I was saying about as far as this is concerned, I kind of feel like I have been sort of left to the wolves, so to speak. And you know, when you have a mindset and you got people who are interested in doing and living the same kind of lifestyle you live and do, then all is gravy. But when those people give up and they quit and they stop doing, then you know, maybe it's time to cut ties and just lay back, chill out, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna get me a nice handy dandy scraper and start taking some of this crap off, because I think in the end it'll make me feel better. I'm the one who paid for it. I went above and beyond for this name. I had the name copyrighted. I had to you know, submit a form to the copyright, pretty much is the copyright office up in Washington DC. And you know, it takes about a month for them to even process it. And you know, you get the form back, and you know, the name is pretty much copyrighted as yours, and you pay a fee. You know, I think it was like $35 to do that. So the name is mine, regardless if the sticker comes off the truck or not. And you know, if somebody was to ever put it back up, different logo but same spelling, then there may be some conflicts. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm just tired of beating my head against a wall or kicking a dead horse, as they say. You can't just keep right on beating or kicking and expect it to become something more than what it is. And you know, I didn't mean to pour that out as like me asking for sympathy or anything, because that's not the case. This is just for those that are out there that have car clubs or whatever, you know, and you're in it. You that's your thing. That's what you do. Stay dedicated. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. If you have an issue that pops up, you know, make sure you tell your leaders or whatever you have as far as how your club is ran, and you tell them straight up, you know, this is the problem I got, so on and so forth. And you know, they're either going to tell you one of three things. One, we're here for you, man, you come back when you need to, which is what I said. Two, they're going to tell you, okay, well, you know, you need to pull the logo off and this, that, and the other, and you know, you handle your stuff and whatever, don't worry about coming back. Or three, they tell you to take the logo off, try to give you some help, and tell you that when you come back, the spot is yours. Well, all clubs don't work the same. Some may be like that, some may not. Usually, if, say for example, if you were to be in a club and you're in it for 10 years, the same vehicle, and then you get rid of that vehicle and you get a new one, well, the vehicle needs to be voted in, or you need to be voted in, or both. And you go through the same process as you went through to begin with. But with that being said, it is what it is, and that's what it's going to be. I'm not sure if I have a scraper to get this stuff off with, as far as, like the scraper that has a razor blade in it. I've got blades, I just don't think I got the scraper. And get out some maybe my heat gun and some Windex. Okay, so my time got cut off. Phone ended up switching storage devices as far as from being from the car to the actual phone. But what I was going to say was getting out my scraper and Windex and paper towels and get this stuff off. But let me switch this camera around. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So right now, as it stands, we got this one to take off. I think I'm going to keep these because they don't have nothing to do with the club stuff. And obviously that one, and then that'll be it. But let me see what I got, and I'll show you the end result. Well, how about that? I've got it all off. To me, it looks a lot cleaner than what it did. I mean, you know, the tint on the other side has got imperfections just because, you know, it was home done. It wasn't done by a professional. So what can you expect, huh? Yeah, I got that one off. Got the one back here off. Got some mats drying. Not for this, but not sure yet. Nice pile of vinyl. It is. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it. Not at all. Yeah, I mean, why should I feel bad about something like that? I mean, you know, I paid for it. It was on my truck. I'm the one that, you know, one of the ones that came up with the name. I paid for all the steps to get as far as it did when it did. And I mean, we were great at one time, but all good things must come to an end, I suppose. And I don't know, I guess I'm going to finish up cleaning up out here a little bit, and then I'm going to call it. But hope you guys are having a good weekend, and if we don't get no more videos up between now and Sunday night, then you'll know there'll be one Monday night. But anyways, you guys be good, and catch you later.